Hey there everyone, and welcome to a casted game of Age of Mythology Retold. In today's match we have FeLiWTi in the blue playing as Fuxi, whereas on the other side of the map in red is Requiem playing as Freyr here on the Steppe map. It's a pretty open wide space. I'm expecting quite a few large battles in the center. It's going to be a bit difficult for either side to really get much in terms of defensive structures. Both players are already moving out onto the map with FeLiWTi going out and looking for sheep as he goes. Already dropping down that peach blossom here in the front, trying to get as much of that favor as he can. Meanwhile, Requiem over here in the south is just going forward with his standard build order. I'm not too familiar with his typicals, but it seems to be one he's familiar with. We have a couple different relics around the map. Looks like they're mostly around the outer edges. Oh, actually, this looks a bit of an odd balance. We got more towards FeLiWTi's side, but the relics we've got a villager attack one, which increases the villager's attack with the feathers of Freyr. Over here in the left-hand corner, we have the villager movement speed relic with the Kithara of Apollo. On the right side of the map, we've got a bit of a ranged soldier HP increase. That's a pretty good one, especially if FeLiWTi manages to get it. It'd be good for his fire archers. And then in the north, we have a siege weapon population decrease relic with Archimedes' Ledger. It's a bit of could be useful if things go into the late game with siege back and forth in fortresses. Both players are moving forward, trying to get as much of the map in their sights as they can. Let's see here. Looks like FeLiWTi is mostly favoring this side. He does see these two relics, whereas Requiem is, let's see here. He's also found two relics of his own, but more focused in the center. Neither seem to have found each other yet. It looks like it's about to change. Let's see here. Yep, FeLiWTi's moving forward, getting that Sky Lantern over into Requiem's base to see what he's doing. Nothing too much to see apart from the dwarves and gatherers over here. I did hear the relic go up for FeLiWTi. Yep, he's got the relic up. He's just waiting on. There it is. He's moving forward with Juanu, the goddess of wisdom and military strategies. This one is, if I remember correctly, this one allows him to basically get every other unit, like every 4 units back, if I'm remembering correctly, with one of his abilities. It's a really powerful minor god technology that should allow him to spam out infantry at a very fast rate. Got these sheeps coming in. FeLiWTi's already gotten a large number of them with 15. And down here with Requiem, he's gotten, let's see here. He's only got 8, so definitely the goat advantage goes to FeLiWTi. FeLiWTi's going around with his pioneer, stealing all those goats from down below. Requiem still hasn't aged up. He's only just now building his temple with a bit of a later age up. It's going to be a tough one, because right now, FeLiWTi is already aged up to Juanu before Requiem can even start his age up. That's going to be a full minute and a bit before Requiem can get any real defensive armies or structures up and going. So that could be an opportunity for FeLiWTi to move in and take advantage of Requiem's relative weakness. Oh my word. FeLiWTi's gotten so many goats, like 20 goats already. And look at that, he's already going for the classic Fuxi approach with the 2 Qilins. These two are quite potent at taking out villager clumps with their AoE special attack. It can be quite deadly if it's timed correctly. FeLiWTi's moving in, grabbing relics. What's Requiem doing currently? He seems to be mostly just staying in his base. He hasn't even scouted the map. He's doing very defensively, Requiem is. He's trying to not do any risky movement, just trying to keep his gatherers safe, getting this hunt in the front. I'm a bit worried about this strategy from Requiem, though, because it's a bit risky to not know what's going on. And here we go, we got the Qilins coming in, trying to harass those gatherers. There's that special doing huge damage to those gatherers. They're trying to escape, and it looks like they're going to, because these 2 units heal each other, even though the Herseers do deal damage to them. They only just now aged up, which means that they are going to have not as much damage dealt to these Qilin, and they're just going to be able to heal right back up. Got the Neza from FeLiWTi moving forward, trying to do a bit of harass as Requiem's trying to get some military production up, get that Asgardian hill fort going, looking to protect this gold mine. FeLiWTi in the meanwhile is just happily going forward, getting his favored land up and going, trying to get as much favor as he can. Right now he's getting about 10 per minute, which is a decent clip, especially for these Qilin, because each of these cost, how much do these things cost? 18, so we can be able to produce one of these every 2 minutes or so. Still just circling, trying to see if Requiem's branched out at all, or if he can find any way to get in and do some damage. Requiem's still trying to get defenses up. The hill fort is going to take a while, with only 2 Hearsts working on it. This frosty hill fort does not go very quickly without extra building power behind it, and it can be a big issue if it's just left on its own. 83 seconds on its own. Hopefully he can get some more builders onto that to get some actual damage in there. FeLiWTi's still looking for somewhere to approach. He can't really get in on these dwarves. The gatherers are now hunting the chickens. Oh no, that Ulfsark got caught out. Or Berserk, I guess. Are there units in here? Let's see here. I've got 2 Berserkers in here. He's trying. Maybe it's possible FeLiWTi thinks they're gatherers, but in any case, they're just sitting in there, at least for the moment. Could be a possibility for them to jump out if they're able to. Fire archers moving in, they can be able to do some damage to that tower a bit more effectively. Requiem's struggling to get defenses up as fast as he can, trying to get those houses. He's getting a little population cut off, but oh, actually, FeLiWTi's actually getting more population. He's already at max population. Is he getting a house up? Is he gonna get pop capped? I think FeLiWTi might get pop capped for a bit here. Yep. He can't produce this peasant. He's got maximum population. He doesn't realize he's not building another house. It could be an issue if Requiem's able to capitalize on it, because he's able to keep on pumping out those gatherers at a steady rate. So FeLiWTi's going to fall behind a small amount while he still hasn't. There he goes. Finally gets the house up. So it's not going to be a huge advantage, but at least in this early portion, Requiem is going to be able to get ahead slightly with a bit of the population bonus, it'll look maybe. Although it does look like the villagers are pretty equivalent at the moment. Fire just trying to go in and do some damage to the structures. But at this point, Requiem's got a pretty good army. How many is this? Let's go over to Requiem's side so we can see what they got. He's got 2 throwing axemen, quite a few units in here. This looks like it's going to be enough to push back FeLiWTi out of the area, and he's forced to use Vanish. That's huge for Requiem. That Vanish God power could be very potent if he uses it with a larger army with an advantage. He can move. If it was a different point in the game, he could have moved in and destroyed all of Requiem's economy. But as is, he's forced to use it just to help his Qilin survive. These are not cheap. 18 favor, 220 food. These 4 together is almost basically 1,000 resources right there. Requiem definitely has the advantage in the military size and the military value. So it looks like this defensive strategy from Requiem is paying off, though he has sacrificed quite a bit of map control as he is nearly out of food. He's being forced to gather the few goats he did get. Meanwhile, over here, FeLiWTi is still on those 20 goats, so he's got a lot more to work with if it comes down to that. Looks like FeLiWTi's moving in, trying to poke at the back line of Requiem to get those gold dwarves. Not sure if he'll be able to get in all the way. We'll see shortly. Trying to bring in more as FeLiWTi's able to move on to this forward deer. That's going to be a big difference. As you can see with here, these gatherers are only doing 0.95 on the goats, whereas these peasants, even though it looks like they're doing less because of China's gather rate, they're actually going to be doing relatively more with that. So, in total, let's see, do these have... Oh, they do have the husbandry. Okay, that's why. Looks like Requiem was forced to get this Herdable's husbandry tech to get that increased gather rate to make up for the fact he does not have any hunts available. Oh, we've got a raid coming in. 8 raiding cavalry trying to look to see to get a bit of damage done. I don't think that FeLiWTi saw that. Yeah, he's only just now seeing it. Oh, this could be huge. 8 raiding cavalry coming in. Let's see how they can get any kills. It looks like they're going to be able to pick up at least 2, possibly 3 or 4. Let's see how they're able to do. Now it's just going to be satisfied with 2, looks like. That's still a pretty big hit onto FeLiWTi's economy, as that's going to be delaying his food production. As you can see, he doesn't have a lot available at the moment, and he's fallen behind in terms of that. He's being forced to go back onto his own goats. Does he have the... He does have the husbandry. FeLi's looking to take advantage of Requiem's forward movement of his cavalry to try and do some bit more damage to Requiem's base, but Requiem doesn't care. He's just moving in, trying to get a bit more damage done onto those peasants. Which ones are he going to go for? Is he going to go for... Oh, he's going to go for the gold ones, looks like. Oh, some good maneuvering from FeLi, but it looks like it won't be quite enough as Requiem has managed to pick up one more peasant. Does lose a raiding cavalry in the process, but three peasants for one raiding cavalry is a pretty good trade. He just managed to actually pick up that Peach Blossom Spring in the meanwhile. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it does mean that FeLi's favorite land was a bit lessened during that time, so it could be an issue, but it probably won't be. Oh my word. Requiem's army is getting pretty big at this point. FeLi's can't seem to break through this defensive line from Requiem. Despite Requiem's basically giving up the entire map at the start, FeLi was not able to capitalize on it. He's being forced to barricade his own base, building up walls and defensive structures, trying to make sure his peasants are safe, and in the process giving up a huge amount of space to Requiem. Oh, and we got the Requiem's peasants moving forward onto those bears. They do get a bit of favor from that fighting, so it does help Freyr out a little bit. He still hasn't used his Gillenbursi. That is still a fallback option for him if things get a bit hairy. It's gonna be ooh, that was a huge special from those 7 Qilin. Each of those specials has a large amount of damage. Can I see how much damage these things do with that? I don't think I can. But that just took out a huge amount of troops right there from Requiem, and all these are so low. I think he's waiting to try and get that special up one more time. There it goes. Oh, so many deaths. That was a huge play by FeLi. Even though he was outnumbered significantly, he managed to turn the tide onto his own side by using these Qilin's area of effect attacks to their advantage, and is able to pick off all the rest of them. Running those Qilin around, trying to... Oh, there he goes, taking out another throwing axeman, trying to avoid those Herseer, because those could really just damage those Qilin if they're allowed to get in close and keep maintaining the combat. Oh, those 4 Herseers just bouncing around while Qilin, they're able to just move around, healing themselves and their other troops. They're trying to get another grow on these throwing axemen. Will they be able to get it off? Oh, 3 more throwing axemen go down. That's a huge move, but that's another huge play by FeLi. Those 7 Qilin are really paying off. And despite having the bigger army at the start, Requiem is being forced to pull back. His army value is down significantly. So is FeLi's, but in total, FeLi definitely came out on top in this fight. Trying to pull back. Look, he's trying to get his... Requiem's trying to get his gatherers out on the side. Oh, there goes most of the Herseer. There's only 2 left to face off against 7 Qilin. He just cannot take this fight. In the meanwhile, it looks like Requiem's trying to start his farm transition a little bit early. He still has his village gatherers out here, but I guess he's a bit more cautious about them since they are out in the open. FeLi doesn't not see them. They're just way over here. He's trying to hide them in the corner. This is going to be an interesting one. FeLi's trying to find a way in. He could probably push this and do quite a bit of damage. Requiem does not have a ton of troops available to repel this. He doesn't have a lot of production buildings either. He only has 2 longhouses and the 1 great hall. So he's being a bit slow to get back up. The circling trying to look for a position. Requiem has to be very careful because FeLi can just do the same thing again with moving in and using his special. He's got 8 Qilin now, looks like. 8 Qilin is going to be huge. He can insta-kill most of these units pretty quickly. Requiem made a big mistake allowing him to get that. Oh, this could be huge! Oh, that's huge! And Requiem's forced to drop the Gillenbursi to try and do something here, but the Gillenbursi gets slower and slower the farther away from the base it gets, and FeLi knows just to pull out. Looks like 1 Qilin might go down if he can keep it snared. No, it's gonna get away. It looks like FeLi wants to take the fight here now that the Gillenbursi is far away and can't really fight as often. He's doing a fighting retreat. Requiem's army really is not that strong. It's mainly the Gillenbursi that he wants to be careful of. Oh, there goes the rest of the throwing axemen with those Qilin. Up to 9 now. Oh, and that boar. It managed to push the army away from the base, but it did not result in a team fight win. FeLi is dominating this matchup with 10 Qilin now. I don't know It's going to be tough for Requiem to do much here. All he can do is really hearse here, and those are just going to get caught up and just can't not catch these Qilin. Each of these is 5.3 speed, and the current Requiem's current hearse here are only 4.8. He does not have the text to be able to go through and do much more. So can he? I don't know. I think there's a tech you could probably get with a certain minor god, but I don't know if he's going to be able to in time. Looks like these Husk Girls might be moving around to try and do a bit of a scouting mission, maybe to get a bit of damage in there. Oh, this is not good for Requiem. He managed to hold out and get a pretty good push after Classical, but he is very much so struggling to do much here. All of his attempts to push out of his main base have failed, as these Qilin from FeLiWTi have managed to do a huge amount of damage. Oh, I don't think FeLiWTi saw that, as Requiem moving in with his 3 Husk Girls. FeLiWTi definitely sees him now. Is he going to notice, or is he just going to be... Or is he paying attention elsewhere? That's the main question. Oh, he sees him now. Managed to see. It looks like this Fire Archer will be going down. But those Husk Girls are not long for this world, as the entire army of FeLiWTi is moving in to take them out. Requiem's trying to move off to the side, possibly as a flanking maneuver. I want to see what he decides to do. These Husk Girls are very good against the archers, but they are not going to survive long. They're just so outnumbered. 25 melee units, 11 Qilin. Another hill fort dropping down. His own Requiem's trying to take this second TC over here, as well as protect his second gold mine, as his first gold mine is out. He's got some dwarves over here on this gold mine here, but there is not going to be much room. He's trying to get up this hill fort before the Qilin move in. Looks like Qilin will be able to get one blow off. Oh, look at all that damage! Oh my word! He does manage to get the Frosty Hill fort up, but that's a huge amount of damage from those Qilin. Man, this is rough for Requiem. Requiem still managed to hold on to his base, but the army advantage is certainly in FeLiWTi's favor. Oh no, oh no. So many villager deaths. Oh my word, that was like... How many was that? It was like 5 or 6. Ow, that had to hurt for Requiem. Requiem's and FeLiWTi's moving forward, trying to take out this hill fort. I don't think he has boiling oil. He does not have boiling oil. He's not going to be able to attack those units while they're nearby. Oh, a bit of a miss micro from FeLiWTi as he targets some of those deer rather than the villagers, but he still manages to get a gatherer and a dwarf down. Looks like FeLiWTi's trying to move forward. He's still clumping his units up though. This is gonna be. Oh, ouch! That is painful. As the throwing axes managed to survive, but they're so low. They can be able to help in this fight still, though. Let's see if FeLiWTi manages to micro his fire archers onto taking off his throwing axemen, but I don't know if they're going to be able to. These Qilin are moving in, using their breath attacks to do a huge amount of damage. It looks like this fight is definitely going into FeLiWTi's favor. Requiem just cannot seem to deal with these Qilin. How many does he have still? He has 11. I don't know if a single Qilin has died this entire fight. Oh, and on the back of that, with that advantage, FeLiWTi ages up to heroic, and Requiem just hands in the towel. He knows he cannot manage to defeat this advantage. Just wasn't able to find a way through. He was able to get out, but FeLiWTi's masterful maneuvering of those Qilin is just too much. Too much. Thank you guys for joining me for this casted game of Age of Mythology Retold. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. If you did, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below if you want to see more. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!